So I think if the EU pushes back, and it is against Washington, I don't think it's a sudden development. I think it is a product of accumulated frustration, which became more clear in the beginning of 2002 with the Ukrainian war. Okay, so since the Ukrainian war, as your guest has said, Europe has paid a substantial price. Um, the CIA, in collaboration with the Ukrainian forces, blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. And I think Seymour Hersh was one of the first journalists to actually highlight this. Yes, a few years ago, it was political scientists and journalists were not allowed to talk about the Nord Stream pipeline being blown up deliberately by the United States. But I think as journalists and as academics, we should call a spade a spade. And the United States did blackmail Europe through that. So Europe has paid a substantial price: energy shocks, inflation, political fragmentation, for a conflict that its leaders actually did not want. And if we could bring the Ukrainian conflict into what's happening right now, we see similarities. Arabs also didn't want the war in Iran. The Europeans didn't want the war with Ukraine. Yet it's the same actor, the United States, that made sure this war happened and escalated it. And in both cases, how many years did we see negotiations fail and come back between Ukraine and Russia? It started in Turkey, then those failed, then they went back and forth. And we see the same trend happening right now. So in both cases, the perception is that Washington initiates confrontation and then it just pulls out, and partners have to bear the costs. So I think this is why the Cyprus meeting was extremely important, because Arab states met their European partners, as coordinating actors. If Arabs weren't just spectators, objects at the table waiting to take orders, or vice versa, right? They were both European actors and Arab actors. They were both subjects who want to consolidate and reach a compromise together to enforce a specific policy. So Europe understands that it cannot afford a rupture with the Arab world, because the Ukrainian war already ruptured Europe's relations with Russia. Okay, and Europe depends on Gulf energy, LNG flows, Arab capital in its infrastructure and financial markets. I'm sure our guests are aware, and our viewers, that Arab countries, whether France and Egypt or Germany and Egypt when it comes to its railways, or the tens of billions of dollars that the GCC has invested in Europe, all of these are very important. So if Europe does rebuke Washington, it would do more than simply validate the global South critique. I think it would just confirm that even America's closest partners, Europe, are no longer willing to absorb its consequences and its decisions, especially when they did not choose it, and especially since we're already in a world system, as clearly stated in the Munich Security Conference and the Davos meeting in Switzerland, that we're moving into a multipolar world. So I think Europe is no longer willing to, if you want, roll over in a sense.
Clear.